Hi everyone. In this video I'm going to go over how to pay off your house. Now, when you set out on an endeavor like this, what you're really doing is setting a goal for yourself. And it's really not much different than trying to save a large sum of money or by trying to get out of debt, because mortgage really is a form of debt. Now, it's usually, for most people, it's a pretty large amount of money to pay off, so it can seem overwhelming. But if you want to pay off your house, the first thing that you have to do is you have to change your way of thinking. You have to get really focused on it, and it has to become a very important goal. It has to be something that you really want to do and that you're going to work on every day. Now, I'll give you an example. I have quite a few clients that have come in to get their taxes done, and they told me that they refinanced their house. And it's pretty well known, if you refinance your house and you get a better interest rate, that you're going to save money. But the problem is the way that they were thinking about it wasn't conducive to paying off the house. In most cases, the reason why the people wanted to refinance their house was that they wanted to have a lower monthly payment. Their mortgage payment was too high, and by getting a lower interest rate, they would get a lower payment. And that's the way that a typical person thinks when they're dealing with their house and with mortgages. Well, if you want to pay off your house, once again, you've got to change your way of thinking. You can't worry about what the monthly payment is. The way I think of it is, if you want to pay your house off, when are you going to be done? In other words, once you pay your house off, you'll have no payment. So you've got to start to see how long it's going to take you to pay it off. And the first thing you need to do is find out where you stand right now. So the very first thing that you want to do is you want to find out what your mortgage balance is. And I would get comfortable going online. I would get comfortable signing into your account and knowing how to go on and check your balance at any given point in time. And then what you want to do is you want to start sending in extra payments on your mortgage. But you have to do this a certain way to make sure it gets done right. I have a lot of clients that send extra money on their mortgage, but they just assume the mortgage company's applying the money and they're saying, oh, I'll get the house paid off quicker. But they really aren't tracking it. They don't know how much they owe. They don't know if the money got applied right or not. If I asked them how much money they owed on their mortgage, they couldn't tell me. They're not really staying on top of it. But that's what you need to do. So, for example, let's say you owe $150,000 on your house. Well, if you're going to pay an extra $2,000 on it, you need to go online and make sure that the mortgage company applied that money properly. You need to make sure that your principal balance has gone down to 148. And you also have to make sure that when you make extra payments on your mortgage, that your payments are being re-amortized. Let me explain what an amortization schedule is. What happens is, when you take out a mortgage, whether it be a 30-year mortgage or a 15-year mortgage, you pay a set payment every month. But part of your payment goes towards interest and part of it goes towards principal. The amount that goes towards interest depends on the balance of your loan. So the lower your loan gets, the more that goes towards principal and the less that goes towards interest. Well, when you make extra payments on your mortgage, that should lower your balance so that the portion of all the future payments that are going towards interest and principal should change. Now, a larger portion of each future payment should be going towards the principal than it would have been had you not made the extra payment. So one of the things you might want to do is learn how an amortization schedule works. If you don't know what it is or how it works, go online and read up about it. You may want to learn how stuff is calculated, but you got to know this stuff if you're going to pay your house off, because you've got to be able to check up on the mortgage company. Now, the other thing is make sure you know how to make your extra payments. So, for example, when you make a principal payment, I wouldn't send it in with your regular mortgage payment. I would send in a separate payment, and I would contact your mortgage company and find out if you send it to the same address or if it has to go to a different address. Make sure you send it to the right place, and then you've got to log on and make sure that they've applied the money properly. So that way you can track your balance and you know where you stand. Now, a couple of things about refinancing that you have to be aware of also. What happens is, let's say you have a 30-year mortgage and you're 5 years into the mortgage. Well, if you refinance, if you take another 30-year mortgage, now instead of taking, if you were 5 years into your mortgage, you'd have 25 years to go. If you refinance and take a 30-year mortgage, now you're going to have another 30 years to go. It's going to take you 5 years longer to pay off your house. So if you're going to refinance, you've got to see how far you are into your mortgage, and the new mortgage should be for a shorter period of time. So if you're 5 years into your 30-year mortgage and you're going to refinance, at most I would take a 25-year mortgage. I would probably try to take a 15-year mortgage if you're going to refinance. If you get a better interest rate, then and you take a shorter mortgage, maybe your monthly payment will go up, but it really shouldn't go up that much. It might go up $100 or $200 a month, but you'll pay your house off 10 or 15 years sooner. So in my mind, it's well worth it. And what happens, just think, once your house is paid off, you won't have any payment. And not only that, but you'll feel a better sense of accomplishment. So what you've got to do, once again, is stay on top of it and log in, and you track your balance and make sure that you can see your balance going down week after week. And at all times, you really should know within $1,000 how much you owe. You got to motivate yourself, and you've got to stay on top of it. That is how you pay off your house. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, 770-419-3399, or you can email me at johnmillercpa@gmail.com, and I will be happy to go over this in more detail for you. Well, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.